Cześć, nazywam się Cion i witam na kanale Cion w Polsce i na kolejną edycję letnią, koniec wakacji, no i powrót do szkoły English just for you, czyli angielski dla Was, język angielski dla Was, gdzie poprawiamy 5 błędów w języku angielskim i omawiamy, jakie są tu poszczególne błędy, po czym będzie sesja Q&A, questions and answers, pytania, odpowiedzi, takie random z tego pudełka, co tu mam. Random, nie wiem gdzie jest, ale coś podobnego do tego, tam są dużo pytań, to będzie zaraz po tych zdań z błędami. Także pozostała część tego nagrania to w języku angielskim, a z mojej strony, po czym zapraszam na edycję wrześniową oczywiście i proszę o wsparcie kanału, bo bez waszego wsparcia kanał nie będzie rósł, wiadomo. Także jeszcze raz zapraszam i do usłyszenia. Na razie. Contains the verb to be, which it does. The be in the English language comes at the end of the sentence. So the correct answer is I don't know where my cat is. The direct question you would ask is, where is my cat? So that's the first sentence. So again, I repeat, I don't know where my cat is. So that's sentence number 1. Let's now look at sentence number 2. I am understanding this. Now, most verbs in the language are what we call action verbs, like swim, run, walk, talk. They are all actions and they end with an ing if something is happening. I'm swimming, I'm running, I'm shopping. However, there are some verbs which we call state verbs, which are what we call non-action verbs, and we don't use the ing in the English language with such verbs. So it could be want, for example, and in this case, understand. So that's why the answer should be I understand this. That's sentence number 2. So once again, I understand this. Sentence number 3. I didn't wrote to him yesterday. Now, didn't, when we use these auxiliaries, the verb which follows should be in infinitive form. That means it's base form. Therefore, the base form of wrote is right. So the answer here is, the correct answer or the correct sentence should read, I didn't write to him yesterday. Write to someone. That is sentence number 3. Sentence number 4, the penultimate question, the penultimate sentence, actually it is a question, reads, who did meet you at the airport? Now, very often we do put the auxiliary verb in the question auxiliary subject infinitive in most cases. However, if we don't know the subject of the verb, in this case the verb is to meet, then we don't use the auxiliary verb. That's the rule in English. So therefore the sentence should read, who met you at the airport? It's just like you ask the question with who. Very often it's with who actually. Who came to the meeting, for example. Yeah. So if you could remember that rule, if we don't know who performed the verb, we don't use the auxiliary. So once again, who met you at the airport? That's the penultimate sentence. And finally, sentence number 5. Again, it's a question. Does one error here. It's one of the most common mistakes made to ask, were you in America? Have you been in America? It's often said, and I've just given you the answer there actually. So the question should read, have you been to America, not in America? Again, you would be understood if you was to say, have you been in America? But the preposition, the correct preposition in this case is to America. So those are the 5 sentences in this BTS edition. And if you're still wondering, if you're still here, BTS means back to school. Back to school. Because in a week or two's time, in Poland where I live, the children go back to school on the 2nd of September. The official day is the 1st of September. But in the UK, I think it's maybe a day or two later. I'm not sure. Okay then, so that's it for the sentences. We're now going to have a look at my random question box. Now, in this box, I've got hundreds of questions about everything and nothing, which I will... Oh, my BTS is falling apart. Which I'll attempt to answer randomly. And the first one is going to be 5 of them. This one's from 2019. Have you ever been to USA or in USA? Have you ever been to the USA, as we've just discovered? The answer is yes, I have. When I was, I think, 25 years old, I went to Canada and the US as a young single man. I visited a family in Niagara Falls, Canada, and then, or was it, I flew to Canada, then to the USA, where I stayed with friends of mine who I'd met a year previously, who were travelling around Europe, and they invited me to their home in Pennsylvania. We visited Harrisburg, Washington DC, among other. We visited the Hershey Chocolate Factory, the Gettysburg War Memorial, amongst other. So yes, I have been to America, and I'd like to go again one day, one more time in my life, but I don't know when and if. Next question then, from 2023. How much money do you usually spend on McDonald's? That's the question. How much money do you usually spend on McDonald's? Well, actually, I don't go to McDonald's very often, but I was there when my wife and I were going for a city break, and on the way there and on the way back we stopped at McDonald's. I don't even remember the name of the meal we had, but it was quite a good deal actually, and in pounds speak, we paid about £8 for 2 meals. Now, I do live in Poland, where the prices of these things are cheaper than you would pay, for example, in the UK. So I don't spend too much. I don't, my kids are all adults now, so I don't include them anymore. Used to be quite a lot that I'd spend, but I only go to McDonald's 3 or 4 times a year. Third question then. Are you annoying? Are you annoying? Well, I try not to be, but maybe for some I could be annoying. I don't know why. Nobody's actually told me directly that I'm annoying, so I guess I'm not, and I try not to be annoying. So that's the third. 2 more then, 2 more questions I'll pull out at random. Maybe I'll pull those questions out in front of you. And what do you think about Muslims? What do you think about Muslims? Muslims, it's their faith. They're Muslims. They believe in Allah. They go to mosque. They pray 5 times a day. Their day of rest is Friday, I believe. It's their religion. I respect them for it. So, I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian. They're Muslims. I think they should respect our faith, and likewise we should respect their faith. And that's all I can say on that subject. And one more. The last one is, can you just shut up sometimes? Well, I am going to shut up in a minute when I finish this. Nobody has said that to me since my school days. I don't think anyone has said it to me recently, but I will shut up because it's the end of the video. And thank you for staying with me for the last 10 or so minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of English Just For You, including the questions, the BTS edition, back to school edition, and I'll be back towards the end of September with another edition of English Just For You. Thank you very much once again. Don't forget to comment, press the like button, etc., and to subscribe. And by the way, since yesterday, I am a YouTube partner. So that's the great step for my channel, which is growing. To be a YouTube partner, the first step is to have 500 subscribers plus 3,000 hours of viewing in a 365-day period. So I have done that, and I'm proud to say I am now a YouTube partner. Thank you very much once again. See you again in another video. Bye for now.